Hello, in this video, I'm going to be showing you easy trick
for
calculating oxidation numbers. The first question I have is, what is the oxidation number of P in PO43 negative? This is what we call a polyatomic ion. And there are two rules we need in order to figure this out. The first is that oxygen is -2 except in peroxides or when combined with fluorine. The second one is that the sum of oxidation numbers in a polyatomic ion is equal to the ion charge. So now we know the rules. The sum of P and oxygen should equal the charge, -3. So I'm going to have equals -3 here. Then I'm going to work backward. Oxygen is -2 in this particular ion because this is not a peroxide and there is no fluorine present. So the -2 of oxygen times 4 gives us -8. So phosphorus is going to be any number which when you subtract 8 from gives you
-3.
and that would simply be 5. Remember, 5 plus -8 is the same thing as
5
-8. So you don't need to put the plus sign anymore. So 5 minus 8 is -3, which simply means that the oxidation number of phosphorus is +5, and that is it. The next question is, what is the oxidation number of carbon in carbon dioxide, CO2? So the rule we need is that oxygen is -2. We saw that before. And the sum of oxidation numbers in a neutral compound is equal to 0. So this is what we call a neutral compound. It does not have any charge. Okay? Unlike the last one we saw, there was a -3 charge in that polyatomic ion. This one is neutral. There is no charge. So the sum of the oxidation numbers of carbon and oxygen should be equal to 0. Now, starting with the oxygen, -2 times 2, which is the total number of oxygen in CO2, is going to give us -4. So carbon plus -4 is the same thing as saying carbon -4, because positive, negative becomes minus. Which number are we going to subtract 4 from to be equal to 0? And that will simply be 4. And that is your oxidation number of carbon. So carbon would be equal to +4 oxidation number, and that is it. Next, we have, what is the oxidation number of N in ammonium ion? Again, we have a polyatomic ion. Now, the rules we need is that 1, hydrogen is +1 except in metal hydrides. Now, NH4 is not a metal hydride, so it's going to be +1. And we also saw before that the sum of oxidation numbers in a polyatomic ion is equal to the ion charge. So everything here will be equal to +1 charge. The positive simply means +1. We usually don't show the 1. Okay. Now, hydrogen is +1 times the total number of hydrogen that we have here, which is 4. So 1 times 4 is going to give me +4. So we have nitrogen +4 to give us +1. So what should we add to 4 to give us +1? And that will simply be -3. So -3 plus 4 will give us +1. And that's how you figure it out. So the oxidation number of nitrogen will simply be -3. For the last part, I would like you to pause and give this a try before you check the solution. All right? And the first question says, what is the oxidation number of N in NO3 negative? So we're still using the same rules that we previously saw. This is a polyatomic ion, and the sum of the oxidation numbers of nitrogen and oxygen is going to be equal to the charge, which is -1. And oxygen is -2 times the total number of oxygen here, which is 3. So -2 times 3 gives us -6. We need a number that will subtract 6 from to give us -1, and that will simply be 5. So that means the oxidation number of nitrogen will be +5, and that is it. So 5 minus 6, -1. The next question says, what is the oxidation number of Mn in MnO2? Now, MnO2 is a neutral compound. And according to the rules, the sum of the oxidation number in a neutral compound will be equal to 0. So if oxygen is -2 times 2, that would be -4. And we need the oxidation number of manganese to be a number which, when you subtract 4 from, gives us 0. And that would simply be 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. That means the manganese oxidation number will simply be +4. And that is it. So I hope you found this helpful, and don't forget to share to your friends who this might be helpful to as well. And thank you so much for watching, and do have a wonderful day. Bye.